I would want you to lower down your wheat consumption after watching this video. That is it. The only thing you need to reduce is consumption of wheat, and you would see massive changes in your health, mental well-being, emotional health, physical health, and the first thing you would notice is that you don't have brain fog and bloating. Now, most of the patients we see and the cases which are presented could range from Alzheimer's, psoriasis, even small like acne, gastritis. Some would say they have chronic bloating, acidity. The most common denominator is consumption of wheat. Now, you don't have to be gluten intolerant. You don't have to be gluten sensitive. You don't have to be celiac. But the wheat today you are eating is not getting digested properly. And this is not the case with just you, it's with most of the population. Now, why is that? The first thing is that wheat today we are eating is not real wheat which God intended us to eat. It is hybridized wheat. So, what did the man do? He took the corn wheat, which was the ancient grain, and he took another wheat and he crossbreed them to get a hybridized wheat. Now, why did he do that? To, conquer the hunger in some parts of the world. But when this was introduced, it had no control or study done on it. So that is why you see today hybridized wheat in everything you eat: cookies, pasta, bread, bakery, even your chapatis. So, what is the main problem with hybridized wheat? I mean, we're eating a lot of hybridized stuff. The first thing goes is gluten structure. Now, the gluten structure with this hybridized wheat is very complex to be broken down by our gut. Add on the sedentary lifestyle, it's chaos in the digestive tract. You must have heard people say that wheat sticks to your gut. What essentially they mean is that when wheat is unable to pass through your intestines, it would stay there and then it would decay and the toxins would go into your blood, and that is why they say that statement. Now, the gluten structure could be broken down by someone who is having very, strong gut, whose lifestyle is very active, maybe a farmer, maybe a construction worker. But if you want to consume wheat, I'll be giving you the exact blueprint what you could do later in this video. But here, to reduce the gluten structure, to reduce the complexity, what you can do, you can make your hybridized wheat to a sourdough bread. It would not get the gluten structure entirely, you know, compatible, but it would do to a some degree. Or you can opt for a wheat, which I would talk again later in this video. The third part is amylopectin A. Now, amylopectin A is basically a starch and it raises your blood sugar level so high, even higher than sugar. And that starch is found in hybridized wheat. Most diabetic people think that sugar is the problem, even fruits are the problem. But the wheat, they're eating wheat like it's air, it's oxygen. They're just consuming wheat mindlessly. What do you consume in your breakfast? Tea, chapati, tea biscuit, tea cookies, tea and pastry. Maybe you take coffee and parathas. You what do you take in your lunch? Roti and sabzi. What do you take in your evening snack? Maybe some namkeen, maybe that uh, round crackers, the salty, the savory ones. What we call it, matti. And in the night, you again take either wheat parathas, puris. Let's skip that, but you see the majority of the majority of things we are eating today is made out of wheat. Now, it was to profit the industry. That is why it traveled all over the world. And after it has been everywhere in this world, the disorder starting rising up immediately. So it has a connection. And you don't want studies, you don't want scientific literature to tell you that. But there are a lot of books on wheat you can even read today. And you need personal experience, you need to see it yourself. So that is why I would suggest you to go off wheat, let's say for 1 week, and tell me how you feel. So we were talking about this amylopectin A, and that starch raises your blood sugar level, which makes you insulin resistant, gives you Alzheimer's, give you acne, give you bloating, acidity. It wreaks havoc in your hormonal system. Now let's talk about your favorite part. How would you be consuming wheat for ideal digestion and optimal health? You need to change the quality of your wheat. The wheat today you may be eating is what? Hybridized. Maybe you are taking it from some chucky, some packed ash, you know, blessings flour. But you need to be getting the wheat which was eaten in the ancient times, and it is Emmer or Khapli wheat. Now it's kind of golden brown wheat, and its rotis are also that same color, but its roti is not really soft. It's kind of in between soft and hard. That it's because it doesn't have that gluten structure that most hybridized wheat has, because that is the characteristic of Emmer wheat. You would get it on you know anywhere if you search for it, maybe on Amazon, on Flipkart. And what you can do is you can make sourdough bread out of that Emmer wheat, and that sourdough bread's gluten structure would be similar to the one we were eating in the ancient times. The second thing you can do is having composite chapatis. You can take hybridized wheat if you are unable to take Emmer wheat, and you can mix that sabzi, that fiber of that vegetable, with the wheat flour. You're basically not consuming a lot of wheat, but you're consuming it in a less quantity, so it won't have that much bloating or that much brain fog, which we blame our age to be causing. And the next important thing is that you need to be lifted up of this belief system that our ancestors, that we have been eating wheat and there was no problem, but why suddenly you are telling me to leave wheat? Because it is a problem. You have to understand that when you go off wheat, you would see better results. And use your common sense. If it suits you that you don't go on wheat, do it. If it doesn't suit you, you tried it out, eat it. But it again depends on your bio individuality, on your lifestyle. But I guarantee you, go for a 7 day off wheat. Or maybe you could limit your wheat. Maybe you could take wheat 2 times a week. And by wheat, I don't only mean you're counting your rotis. I mean biscuits. I mean pastry. I mean your chapatis. I mean everything that has wheat in it, even small traces. Eliminate it. And most people think that what you need to eat, what you need to put more. It's not what you need to put more, it's what you need to eliminate from your diet, which is not serving you. You would definitely and definitely, I mean, this is my personal experience, and all the patients, all the clients, even the friends I have, they are gone gluten free, which is wheat free. I'm not telling you to be entirely gluten free here though, but wheat free. And I take wheat. I do take wheat, but it is in very less quantity. I used to take it 7 times a week. Now I take it like 2 times or 3 times a week, and it works for me. But when we skipped off wheat, you know what we skipped off? We skipped off brain fog. We skipped off bloating. We were feeling light energy, like the food was supposed to give you energy, but you were not able to even move your body. Now, without this wheat going into your system, you're so free. You're so flowing with vitality. Most of our patients and clients, a lot of them, I would say a majority of them, When we put them on wheat-free diet, they heal so quickly. Like it just you have to see it for yourself. I'm telling you, cut off wheat. It will help you relieve your asthma. If your child has asthma and you're feeding him that powder which is flooded of sugar and wheat, you're feeding him wheat every day, and you're seeing his asthma is not getting down, it's only getting worse. There's mucus all over him again and again. He pukes out what he's eating and you're worried. There's cough, there's mucus for yourself when you eat wheat. There's acne. You know why acne? Because of the blood sugar that wheat does. There's acne, and there's psoriasis, there's eczema, there's diabetes, there's brain fog, there's Alzheimer's. I mean, even disorders like cancer. The wheat, if you reduce the wheat, I'm telling you, you're gonna have very better and different results from what you were doing before. And it works. It definitely works. It has worked and it would keep working. And it won't work if you don't change your lifestyle. Thank you.